Welcome to Cocoism, the podcast.
Hello, everyone. This is Boots.
And this is Coco.
Oh, wow. How are you?
I'm doing good.
That's so good to hear.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you.
So much going on.
I was watching a show last night and it was the rehearsal. And in one of the episodes, I don't know, the situations seem better when you use the word fantastic. So I'm doing fantastic. Thank you.
I love that.
You look fantastic.
Oh, thank you. You look so blonde and fantastic.
I really am living my best life right now.
Yeah.
My nails are did. My hair is blonded out. And, I'm ready to hit the streets.
Period. It's a lot going on.
Is there?
Yeah.
Wow. Like, what's going on?
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry. There's Katy Perry.
Miss Katy.
No, she went to Mars and now she's back on
She
Earth.
didn't go to Mars.
And
she didn't go to Mars.
She did not go to Mars, but she went to space.
I think she went to the tip crust of the Earth. And then that tin penis fell from the sky.
Something happened up there. But what is going on is it's such a cool time because all of the ladies are literally on tour right now. And so there's so much to watch on the internet, on, Instagram, and whether it's Katy in the Lifetime tour, Gaga.
Is that what it's called?
The Lifetimes tour, yes.
Oh.
Lady Gaga is on the Mayhem tour, and now Beyonce is on her Cowboy Carter tour.
It's okay.
I know it's a little tongue twister, but
yeah,
I was watching some clips of Beyonce's show the other day, and Blue Ivy and Rumi are in the scene and they're singing a song. And Rumi is on stage and she's super excited. And it's that song, Protector. And it's so sweet. And to see Rumi so excited and Beyonce like just hugging her from behind. And then Rumi turns around and hugs her mom. And Beyonce just had to stop the show and hug her daughter. And it literally made me cry. Like I watched it 3 times or 4. I watched it a bunch of times and it made me stop and cry because I know how that feels. And it's like, it's the feeling of just your kid can either do or say something that'll like stop you in your tracks and make you feel all the love that you could possibly ever feel, like a connection between each other. And I know my son Matthew has said some like 1-word things to me that have made me cry. And I don't know, it just brought all this emotion out of me. I was like, I wasn't even going to go to this concert, but now I want to go. And it made me think of honestly being a parent and how that connection with your kid is at any moment, anytime, from when they're so young. And even now, my son's a teenager and he's a sweetheart. So
what are one of the things that he said to you that like is resonating with you when you watch that?
He's said so many things, but it could be that, there's a huge timeline of events, right? I remember when he first called me dad, and when I heard him say like, oh, my dad, is coming to my school, or my dad is picking me up. And like, when he just like him saying that, was just like an arrow to my heart. I was just like, oh my God, I am your dad. And, it was just kind of those moments. And, when I heard him say like, my dads are gay, in some sort of situation he was in. And he said that like to whoever he was, like it made me also kind of cry. And at the beginning of my sobriety journey, I was like an emotional wreck and like just feeling really devastated and down about myself. And pretty shitty, to be honest. And he recognizes emotions that we're having. So he will check in and be like, he was like, "What's wrong?" And I told him what I was going through, honestly, about just what I was doing, how I was feeling about alcohol, and that I needed help. And he um, just said, "Papa Boots, you have everything you need. You have everything right here. You have me, and you have Papa Coco, and you have our babies, and he's like, that's all you need." And
I love that.
I know it changed my life because I was heading to, the sobriety side of things, but he kind of um, hammered it in for me. And I was like, I'm doing this.
I love that. And I love how Beyonce is what brought this. Good job, Beyonce.
Mama B.
Seriously. And I think it's so amazing to hear you talk about that story. And I love how we were talking about the queens and we ended up here. And I really feel like that is the point of this, right? Is just to find our way through life, right? By all of the experiences and the things that we see. And they really make you think about everything that's happening around you. And when you bring up when you started your sobriety journey, it really was so amazing because instantly when you started that, your life changed. The way that you moved through your life, the way that you acted, everything changed. And to really rewind, I think that all really started when we decided to adopt Matthew. Like there are things that were a part of our lives, we had to kind of let go. And some of the things we kind of kept and we kept living our lives, but eventually it was just like these things aren't working. Not only everything that was happening before, but it's like really brought us to
it's a bit of like peeling off the layers, right? Like over time, and you don't know when that's going to happen. So a lot of things, I never knew I was going to be a parent. I never really imagined myself being married. I never thought I'd live in LA, and I never thought I'd be sober, and so
when it's crazy that all the things were your choice, right?
Completely.
When we met, you told me that you didn't want to have kids, but in the same breath, you were like, I know that one of my nieces and nephews are going to need me one day, speaking it into existence as if you already knew what was going to happen.
I sure did. And you just don't know how it's going to happen. So,
period.
It was a gift from God. It was a gift from the universe. It was a gift, it was a gift. And he's changed our lives. He's changed mine forever. And I love him so much.
Oh.
But yeah, so like it could be so many things on the internet that obviously you can laugh at, like you could make fun of. I mean, there's so much but like there could be one thing that just takes you back to, what it's all about and how we created our family. So
I love that.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're even living in LA, like that wasn't a part of our plan at all. We just kind of literally woke up one day and decided we were going to move here. I know he doesn't love when I tell this story because I think it's so sweet. But we were sitting at a coffee shop one day and we were talking and we were here in LA, and he showed emotion on leaving LA. And this is deep in the pandemic. And I looked at him and I was like, well, we don't really have to be anywhere. And my mind started going and I was like, wait, we could literally move right now. Matthew is out of school. I'm like, if we're going to do it, we have to do it right now. And do you remember that was August? And we lived in LA by November 15th with a house and a salon.
Right.
Only 3 clients, but a lot of determination and a lot of willing to do whatever it took.
It sure was a risk-taking moment, and it was time to pack up and go. San Francisco, after living there for 20 years, became so small to me, and I lost so many friends and disconnected with so many people.
It's
And
a very shifty
a lot didn't
time.
really matter at the time, but being happy where you live, And so it was a moment, and it took us here, and there's no looking back.
And it's been 5 years. That's crazy.
I love that.
I just can't believe. You know what's crazy too is we saw Gaga in 2019, right? And then we're about to see her again, and it is almost exactly 5 years later.
And that's
Yay
amazing.
us.
I can't wait.
Isn't it? It's just like everything, how it happens. It's so like fast and like unexpected, and
Time moves fast.
oh my
And
gosh.
you gotta be there for all the moments. So,
And not be afraid to like pretty much say yes and say no
but say yes.
more than no.
Exactly.
I remember in the beginning of my career where my mentor at the time, he was like, say yes to everything. And then I got to a point where I was so busy and I was just like, I can't say yes to everything. And then moving here to LA really like was full circle for me because it was starting over. So it was really going back to that place of like, say yes, even to things that like you wouldn't maybe have done before, because you really never know, especially in this town, where it's going to take you, who you're going to meet. The risk is always better. I remember when we moved here, we were in between two salons, and we decided to go on the riskier one because it felt right, and it was terrifying. I was, like I need to like have a forecast to the future, and there was no forecast. It was just like you're gonna be okay, and here we are. I don't know if I'm okay, but I'm doing my best and I'm happy.
Period. LA is a land of opportunity.
Is it?
Yep.
It's a lot of things, she's big and she has a lot to say and a lot of personalities.
Mm-hmm.
And I love this town too because there's so many lessons here. No matter what you're doing, you're always learning something from someone around you. And if you're here and you're not learning, that means you're not really like absorbing what's going on around you, because there is lessons left, right, up, down. You know what I mean?
Fascinating.
What's one of the biggest lessons that you've learned?
That I've learned?
Yeah, like since we've been in LA.
Don't do reality show.
Oh, why would you say that? Like, what is what part about that?
Well, it's just so phony, and unless you have created the show, you're creatively like not in charge of anything. And, the message is really somebody else's. So, if you're going to do entertainment, I think you just have to, take it for what it is. I mean, I did a show and it shared nothing about who I was, what I did, and what I was about. So, there wasn't that much fun in that other than supporting my castmates in whatever way that I could. For example, we weren't showcased as a married couple, which is bizarre. And that's like the simplest part of life. But we also weren't shared that we were parents, So like we had such a big story that like never came across on screen. And that is what I mean about, making choices. Like I learned a lot, and that was a lesson learned for sure.
Give him a little like backstory, because you jumped right into the reality show with you like just
when you're told you're going to do a show about doing hair in Los Angeles, that's what, I agreed to do. But in reality, it was a soap opera of Los
Seriously.
Angeles, and
It was like Selling Sunset
yeah,
with her
so like the cunty characters came out, and I already don't engage with that in my life, So it was like I couldn't even engage in real life on the show actually when I was filming. And so it was just kind of made you like for me, it made me kind of crawl back into myself because I am not there to be in these like fighting scenes and like throwing things across the room or like having a bickery, confrontation with some bitch. And yeah, I don't know. And I wanted to show us doing hair. And what I got from the show is to create hair for myself that Coco created like 50 different hair looks. My dogs are on on the show. And so I did get some things of what I wanted. And that's what I'm forever grateful for. And also to see my castmates succeed was super, super, super sweet. But yeah, I don't know. It was
huge.
so dramatic, and I drank a lot during that show, and it was super emotional and all kinds of things. But I think it would have been different if I did it today, right? Because I'm more clear-headed. I would operate differently, and I would look at situations and interact differently.
True facts. That was a lot. I love how we went through the same experience, but totally come out of it with totally different like things that we got from it or things that we didn't get from it.
Totally.
Because when we first started, I remember even having a conversation with them initially. They said that we're gonna do a show. This is when we first moved here. We're like, oh yeah, we're gonna do a show eventually. That's why we built the salon. We're like, okay, cool. But we just moved to LA, right? And I think it was a year later, we get a call. They're like, the producers are coming. There's gonna be a docu-series on their lives. Do you want to do it with us? And then in our minds, we're like, docu-series? Like, what are we gonna do in a docu-series? You know what I mean? So then we didn't sign the papers till like pretty much the day before filming because our agent she's just that girl. She's like, you better give them everything that you can.
Yeah,
not gonna work. It actually started with you. You were like, I'm not doing nothing for nothing, baby.
You were asked to do this show for free.
Absolutely not.
And just assuming that just that opportunity would make us say yes, and I just from like the gut of my whole body was like, there's no way I'm filming a TV show for free. Like
for 6
what
weeks.
world are we living in? And I also have a kid, and like I would never want him to do something like that for free. And I want to show him that you need to get paid. So from the get go, I was like, I hate that I can like highlight the negative constantly, but yeah, I wasn't about to do anything for free. And we didn't sign our contract until the day before we filmed. And we luckily met our agent, Michelle, and she, took us under her wing and
She's
got
a beast.
Negotiated our contract, and we got a paycheck, and then it started happening. But I don't know, it was just a lot of chaos. And I loved my producers. They were like, I wish that we were just like hanging out with them.
Yeah, it was interesting.
But I know your experience was totally different.
Yeah, because like
Coco's like for the camera.
You said it though, like you can focus on the negative in a lot of things when in reality it's not really that negative. It's like what it is like there's something to learn from it, right?
Yeah.
But in that place, you were in a totally different mindset than I feel like you are today. And I feel like you would have made totally different decisions today. Because I remember it took me 2 weeks to realize what was going on. Because when we started this, it was still, this is a docuseries. And I was like, okay, so I'm filming. And then I realized, I'm like, I watched reality television as it started to happen. And I was like, oh, we're doing a reality show about hairdressers in LA.
Right.
And this was still when we were fresh here in LA, where we didn't really know the monster that is hairdressers in LA, which now we've been here, we're like, we get it, like there's amazing people here, but there's also like the other parts of it that aren't so amazing. And that's where we stay away from. But we realized that we were literally doing a full-blown reality show. We signed the contract, we had to see it through. And I was like, okay, you guys want reality? Let's give reality. We're not giving you like Selling Sunset, baby. Let's go all the way. Let's give you some drama.
Right.
Like, what is the point? Like, I can't even watch Selling Sunset anymore because it's just like, what are we even doing anymore? Like, where is the actual drama? Like, people love drama. Real drama.
Real drama. I got my tattoos, my eyebrows tattooed.
Eyebrows tattooed.
I mean, who does that?
You did. And this girl had a tattoo gun.
I mean, I literally got my eyebrows tattooed on. And it's like, these are honestly, it's a time of my life that I will never forget, because I also had the funnest time of my life because I got to get ready and it was fun. But the drama part of it, when you were kind of up against like some like bitchy strangers, was the worst. But
yeah,
I got talked into getting my eyebrows tattooed on, and those were giving like from the moment I went to bed to the moment I woke up. And now I'm in
eyebrows forward.
I'm in a tattoo removal journey, because I wanted natural eyebrows, but they looked gorgeous. I mean, shout out to Robin when I first had them done, but it was also being filmed, so the whole thing had to go I had to go super fast. Everybody was, but yeah.
And then imagine this: we're in an apartment in North Hollywood, cameras surrounding us. There's a massage table, Boots laying down, Robin tattooing the hell out of his eyebrows, and then there's me. I'm standing there and I'm simply just there observing, but there's all these cameras and obviously you can see Boots is in pain. So like, I have all my props, all my things. And in reality television, everything doesn't make the cut. And that did not make the cut. And what made me mad about that is you physically went through pain. And it didn't even make the cut. Remember she had those little cute corn dogs?
I know. Robin had this whole like buffet set up.
Did you say buffet?
Yeah, it's a whole buffet of like really cute snacks, appetizers, and yeah. And the funnest parts that I had weren't really shown. I guess that's my bittersweet part of it all.
I know, definitely.
Also threw a drink on some bitch in the end, and that didn't even get shot. So, come on.
There was a lot of it, and I think that we'll dive into that much more later, because y'all need to see.
There's more to talk about.
There's more. We didn't even tell you what the show is. Blowing LA. It's on TV, but we will do episodes talking about how crazy each episode was that we were in, because frankly, the episodes that we were in are the good ones.
That's so true.
I hate to toot my own horn, but toot, baby.
Yeah,
But, boot, toot.
Booty, boot.
But yeah, to get back
lessons learned. That was one.
We really veered hard. I feel like let's get back to the queens. I really want to talk about Katie. Can we please talk about her?
Go ahead.
Okay, so do you know the video I sent you today?
Yeah.
Okay, so Katy Perry, picture this. If you haven't seen this, she's on rolls of toilet paper, massive rolls, like story high toilet paper, with next to her little elbows on a 4-story high toilet. And then what's in the toilet boots? Tell us what's in the toilet.
I think it's a shit emoji.
It is a literal human in a shit outfit. Or he's a little poop. She probably doesn't call them that. But I wonder why. Because all I think about, you know what I think about? It's California Girls. Who's in California Girls?
I have no idea.
Who sings with her?
I don't know. I'm not a Katy Perry fan.
Oh my God. I mean, this is just okay.
I don't know.
This is just like, this is like me saying, I know a lot of things about Taylor Swift, but I'm not her fan.
Yeah.
But so who's in it is Snoop Dogg. And I was like, oh my God, the poop was singing his parts.
Huh. I did not put that together.
I wonder if they have issues. You wonder, right?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even realize that.
And, you know, to be frank, like, it's not that I'm not a fan of Katy Perry. I've never really, like, she's not my tea, you know? People love her. That's great. I think she's really beautiful. I think that the concert, it's not that, I mean, I like some of her songs, but I feel like the quality of these costumes is just not it, especially that she's like a billionaire. She owns that Bragg's company. Come on.
You go, Katie, with the brag.
But what happened to the costumes? Her tights are not even the same color as her skin tone.
Well, I mean,
we need to be careful though, because they said, like, you know, the gays are the worst right now because we're coming for all the queens, the drag queens, the music queens. But it's like, come on, I could sing around and dance like that. That's why I'm saying it.
Well, I mean,
not with her this time.
I gotta wish Katie the best. I mean,
I love you, Katie.
She's up there. She's sweating. You know, she's dancing.
She's running around with the saber tooth,
taking the fans through it all. And, you know, I mean, she's not sitting at home. So
should we go see it?
Sure.
Because I saw that there's a free concert.
I would love to see it.
And, well, I mean, pretty much free. It's like $20.
And I think, honestly, this trip to space kind of made it a little more interesting because, I don't know, like, she should just do a whole space segment now in the show.
No, but I think that
she should wear her space costume while she's performing. You know, and just go all in. I mean,
yeah,
have a whole Daisy background and, like, you know, she should come out of like the aircraft and like start performing. That
wow. Katie, are you listening?
Come on, Katie.
Because you have more concerts to come, so you can hopefully do a little reboot. That's such a good idea.
Yeah, I would love to go. I'd love to see
that. Send her an email.
I will.
Period. Do you have her email?
I do.
Period. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry. Chacha's barking.
I'll send that later.
Period.
Katie, you know.
I think we're gonna go see Beyonce on Sunday.
Beyonce.
I feel like I'm just deciding that I'm gonna go. I wasn't going to because honestly, I like this. There's a few songs that I liked, but I don't necessarily think that it was like its own concert quality.
Well, it's an album, so it's a concert.
Yeah, but like,
I won album of the year.
Yeah, from the Grammys.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many of those, like 40 of?
She has the most out of any.
Yeah, I think that she has her hand in the pocket. Or she is the pocket and everyone has their hands in her pocket. I love Beyonce.
I love Beyonce.
To the end. I love her.
I love her.
But yeah, I feel like
she's not my favorite when it comes to marketing, like herself. But, you know, I love her.
I mean,
she could do more. She could do less, but do more. And
yeah,
that's where she needs to change the balance or rebalance or whatever that is. But, you know, I would love to see her do an interview, and I would love to see her make music videos again. Like, that's it. Make a music video, Beyonce.
Even if she just gave us two.
If
she gave you one out of that album, what video would you want?
Two Most Wanted with Miley Cyrus. Period.
The fact that they haven't sang that song is it's I don't know. I didn't even know.
It's a crime to have a song with Miley and not have a visual with it. And that song should be number one. You know, that could be a Die with a Smile moment. And you see how hard Bruno and Lady Gaga just like killed it. I mean, they performed from the get. Like, everywhere. The video is insane. They made a beautiful song and they promoted it like hardcore. So yeah,
Yeah, and
cheers to Gaga.
oh my god,
She's that bitch.
why does it every time someone says something good about Gaga, like it literally makes you want to blush?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been a fan of her since the Kmart parking lot, or not, excuse me, take a step back, the IKEA parking lot in San Diego. And there's only like 100 of us.
Yeah.
So intimate.
I was probably there.
I know you were. You watched it on YouTube, didn't you?
Oh, that's so funny.
You know what's funny is we have been in the same spaces probably so many times before we knew each other.
Yeah.
Because we were in the same city, worked on the same block pretty much.
We're both Gaga fans and knew a lot of the same hairdressers when we finally met.
There isn't many.
And yeah, I was just kind of like, oh, what?
But yeah.
But yeah, I saw Gaga like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 times in the Bay Area, right? All in the Bay Area. Well, she did a bunch of stuff early on.
Yeah. Remember Club Crib? We were both there.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing
Crazy
stuff. Gaga, you're still killing it.
Yeah, well, can't wait to see the show.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Did
you see the concert prices for that though? I'm like, wow.
I didn't know.
I was like, the only one that actually costs a lot is Gaga.
She cost a lot?
Yeah, a concert costs a lot right now.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Oh, it's not either, but I'm also thinking, I'm like, wow, like the queens are really trying to make the gays go broke because they're all on tour at the same time.
They're all on tour at the same
And I was looking at like the Beehive or the boxes closest to Beyonce. It's $10,000. The gays are gonna get credit card.
Penny.
Gonna get.
My kid needs braces, boo. So.
Ooh.
I'm not.
You can't put braces on Afterpay.
Saving for the braces.
Period.
But yeah, I mean, things can be expensive. I was at the beauty supply store the other day, buying my bleach, and the woman that worked there was like, "Oh my God, like if you do extensions, you should get them now because on our next order shipment, these extensions are going to go up about 40%.
Gagged.
Due to the tariffs that are affecting everyone." And she said, buy your extensions now because, so much comes from China, and whether it's made by an American brand or whatever, but she's like, these are going up 40%. And so it's almost so unreal that I can't really believe it, but